Wow. Can't believe we're still talking about this, huh? I mean, I made my What the Fuck Happened to Gaming video like 2 months ago, and new people are still talking about it. So, I'm gonna address this because I've gotten a lot of responses from people. Well, 2, basically. But that's a lot for my standards, so if you're gonna laugh at me because of that, go ahead, laugh. But all in all, I'm just gonna, you know, get this video over with. So, I've been getting a lot of responses from people, mainly Dario, Tony, basically saying, I wouldn't really say that I was wrong, but basically explaining my opinions and then give me their opinions about the situation. So this is What the Fuck Happened to Gaming Part 2. I wouldn't really call it a Part 2 because this isn't really a sequel to that video, but it would be weird calling it my, it would be weird calling it my response to my own video because I am a lonely motherfucker. No, this is just going to be a Part 2. I'm just labeling it that right now, so... And don't worry, I'm not going to be raging like I was last time. I'm a lot calmer now. It's basically going to be the exact same video as last time, only I'm a lot calmer, and I'll address the opinions I've gotten last time. So there. Here we go. Now, my opinions on DLC still stand, okay? Nothing's changed about it. I heard opinions saying that it's a good way for corporations if they have something cool that they wanted to release, but they didn't have time to release it by release day, and they released it after that. I understand that. But usually they just, well, they overpriced the hell out of it. I mean, I swear, you're gonna laugh at me, I got Fear 2 DLC recently for $10, and then the DLC only lasted me, what, an hour of gameplay? It wasn't worth it. I could have just waited, you know, until the week after to get the PlayStation All-Stars DLC. I feel like an idiot. I should have waited, but that was my own fault. Okay. But DLC, most people, especially with Capcom, most people with DLC, when they have DLC, they basically market it to where, especially with Capcom's fighting games, and a lot of companies seem to do that with this, is that there's fighters already on the disc in the actual game, but they market it as DLC, so they're basically cheating you out of money. So I don't like when people cheat people out of money. That pisses me the fuck off about that. And, I got another good example too, about bullshit DLC. Fuck. Oh, there was a good one that I had about DLC. Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a lot of also, a lot of this has been happening since, what, last year? It all started with Mass Effect 3. Well, I have 3 examples. Mass Effect 3, Rage, and Dead Space 3. These games all have done this. They have taken out the actual ending of the game and made it DLC. That's bullshit. No, I understand DLC if it's something that's not even with the main story, but you wanted to do something extra for DLC. That's fine, but to actually take out the actual ending and then market it as DLC, that's bullshit. No, I will never live that down. No, I just don't like the DLC practices. I just don't. Okay, on the multiplayer. So multiplayer, you guys basically said you guys basically both said that couch co-op is pretty cool. You know, the splits is probably the best way to play it if you're with a friend. And split screen, you never beat split screen. That's the original way. You can't beat it. There's just no way you'll be able to beat the awesomeness of split screen. But I understand multiplayer as a way to connect with friends that aren't necessarily in the United States, or necessarily in your country, or necessarily around you, and basically can't do anything split screen, and you want to game with them the entire time. Like, for instance, I live in Toledo, Ohio, and someone like Phil Morris lives in Belgium, which is basically the other side of the world, which is kind of weird when you think about it, but not really. So I understand that, but just some of the, it's just, I'm not even gonna get into that. You've seen in my last video what I get into about multiplayer. Now this is basically the point where you guys started disagreeing with me. You kind of agreed with my points on DLC. You definitely agree with me on my multiplayer aspects. But this is where the part where you guys start hating on me and everything, is where I started going off about Let's Players. Now they hide behind a persona, and they don't use their real voice. Now they really play games. And I know that a lot of big time Let's Players seem to do this, where they just create a persona about themselves, and they just, for instance, PewDiePie, Tobuscus, you know, all those guys that just have so many subs. They have just this persona where they're basically bringing in a bunch of fans, and it just, I don't like those people. But you guys said that personas are what make the Let's Player. Those are what makes Let's Players unique. But no. My first Let's Players that I watched were mainly, you know, I wouldn't say underground, but they weren't really known, and they don't really hide behind a persona. They just talk like they usually do, and they usually don't hide behind a persona. They usually go by their actual name. So yeah. But I understand it. It's not complete bullshit, like I said. I understand it now, okay? I understand they hide behind a they don't necessarily hide behind a persona. It's basically just what they do to get fans and subscribers and all other stuff. So yada 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 yada. Now this is also the part where you guys started really hating on me, where I say that streaming was a big waste of time, and I basically said you're a complete loser if you stream. Okay, I'll admit I went a little overzealous with that. I completely went over the top with that. But truth is, I really don't care about streaming, and I really shouldn't really bash on the people who do stream, because, I mean, who the hell am I to bash somebody else because of what they like? So my opinions on streaming are vaguely, I just don't care about it. I would never stream, but for people who do stream, good for you. I really don't care about streaming. I'm not gonna go off and say you're a fucking idiot if you stream because you don't have any real friends. No, I admit after rewatching that I was just a complete idiot back then, which was 2 months ago. So yeah, let's just put all that aside, okay? Okay. Hopefully you guys got the point across on the streaming part, because I really just don't care about streaming. Okay? Okay? Now I went to the list of overrated games. Overrated games that I did. What was it? Mario, Legend of Zelda, Minecraft, Call of Duty. Now I basically just went off and said that, these games are overrated and you guys are just mindless sheep buying into all these, I don't know, buying into all the corporations and they just sell it to you. You don't actually look underground for games, and I just got the entire thing mixed up with movies and TV shows these days, because games that are actually marketed for most likely are good. I mean, there are some bad examples, like, you know, The Walking Dead Survival Instinct game. That game is complete horseshit. Don't get it. If you're thinking about getting it just because it's The Walking Dead and Daryl, don't get it. That game is just complete cash-in bullshit. So I'm going to go through the games that I thought and still think are overrated. I'm going to explain to you why. Well, I'm not going to really explain to you why you shouldn't play them. I'm just going to explain my opinion on why. And I'm not just going to say, I hate these, he's overrated, and you guys suck if you play them now. Let's start off with the big one. Call of Duty. That game is really overrated to the point that it actually sickens me. I mean, the game is good, trust me. I actually love a couple of the Call of Duty games, mainly World at War and Black Ops. I don't like Black Ops 2, actually. I think that Treyarch should have just stopped at Black Ops and just done something else. But no, Activision, being the corporate cash whores that they are, they forced them to make another Call of Duty game. That's why we have a Black Ops 2, everybody. That's why there is most likely going to be a Modern Warfare 4, probably. And plus, the fan base of Call of Duty are just, they're just idiots. Most of them are. Most of them are just, they anger me. They anger me. And I know a lot of people who like Call of Duty. Friends and people I don't like, so the fan bases that are personal to me are sort of a mix, you know, mix mash of stuff. Yeah. So, next is Mario, the Mario series. No, I like the Mario series. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, if it wasn't for the Super Mario Brothers series, I don't think gaming would be as high up as it is now. Nintendo basically saved the gaming industry back in the mid-80s. So, yeah, they were the saviors of the gaming industry because, little known fact, gaming was really starting to go downhill in the mid-80s. until Nintendo released the NES and they released, you know, Legend of Zelda and Super Mario Brothers and all those classic Nintendo games that everyone knows and loves to play these days, but I just don't like the fact that Nintendo likes to rehash the same game over and over and over for each individual system that comes out with them. Like they re-released it. They re-released Super Mario Brothers for the NES, I think the Super Nintendo. I think they did it for the Nintendo 64, except they call it Super Mario 64. I think they also did it for GameCube, and they definitely did it for the Wii. Trust me, I have the 4-player game, and they're basically doing it again with the Wii U. They're basically rehashing the same old games so that people will buy them because Nintendo needs those big titles at the release date because people just need to have recognizable games. Because without these franchises, Nintendo would be nothing that it is today. That is Mario and Legend of Zelda. And I know there's... Oh, and Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, Pokemon. 3 series that Nintendo lives and breathes by. That most gamers, that I realize that most gamers love those series. I mean, I like Super Mario. I mean, hell, who doesn't? If you're a gamer, you have to love at least one incarnation of a Mario game. So, next up is Legend of Zelda. Now, guys are gonna hate me, but I still think Legend of Zelda is a complete overrated piece of shit. You guys probably like, oh, dislike now, but hear me out, really, hear me out. Maybe I just haven't had the same experiences that you guys have had with this game, but I've only played Wind Waker, and to tell you the truth, I didn't like the gameplay. I didn't like it, really. Now, a lot of people say that, a lot of people have told me that Wind Waker is one of the worst Zelda games that they've played. It's like, oh, play Ocarina of Time, play the original, play Skyward Sword, just play those incarnations, but I don't have a Nintendo system, and I'm not going to start doing emulator stuff because I don't believe in emulators. So, I just don't get the big popularity with the Legend of Zelda games. I just always thought they were kind of, I don't know, they went up my alley. I don't like them because they just weren't my style. I'm sorry. If you like it, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you you're a moron because you like Legend of Zelda. Now, next up is another Nintendo series, which is Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon's been around since, what, the late 90s, so a lot of people love Pokemon. I mean, hell, if you grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, you love at least one of these 3 series, which is Pokemon, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Me being a Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy, I played the card game, I watched the TV show religiously, and I even played the games. I mean, hell, it had one of those little wrist things that you put on there. Well, I forgot what those called, like the card placement things you put on your wrists. I'll put a picture up on it, which, yeah. I mean, being a Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably one of the more low-known ones. I mean, Pokemon's up here, I think Digimon was right here, then here was Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think it was just by chance that I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I tried, even as a little kid, where everyone else was like, oh yeah, Pokemon, gotta catch them all that stuff. I tried watching the show, didn't like it. Tried playing the games, didn't like it. And even tried the card game, and a lot of people have told me that they didn't like the card game. So, I don't know, it's just a point of interest, and even when I agree, I guess it's just that I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! And a lot of other people have grown up with Pokemon, so I guess it's just the fact that I grew up with something that not a lot of people generally like. Or favor, I should say. Now, what other games did I say they were overrated? Let's see, there was Minecraft, yeah. Yeah, I said Minecraft was like was the biggest overrated game that I've ever seen, ever. And you know what? I really don't care that it's overrated. That game is awesome. I'm so excited that they're actually, I hope so. I hope this isn't just stupid rumor that's coming out for the PS3. I don't care if it's the first version. I want to play Minecraft because I don't have an Xbox and my PC is utter shit. And I don't want to just start playing it on my phone because who the hell plays Minecraft on their phone anyway? I hope it comes out for the PS3 because I am super excited for that if it is. But, because Minecraft is awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen tons and tons and tons of gameplay of it, and it just looks so addictive, especially with friends. And just disregard me of what I said in my last video, because everything I said in there was just completely, about Minecraft, was just completely and utter anger and frustration. And just please disregard that because Minecraft is awesome, and you guys, and if you haven't played it, I don't know why you wouldn't have played it. Please play it, because that game is just awesome. So, what else? What other games did I say were overrated? And even I admit, some of the games that I've played that I haven't noticed were overrated, well, I wouldn't say overrated, but are vaguely well-known, were also, you know, like Resident Evil and all that stuff. So, okay. I just hope I cleared the air with most of you guys. Okay, because that last video was very opinionated, shoving my opinion in your face, telling you that this is my opinion and you guys suck if you don't take my opinion. So I was very opinionated. I don't know why I was so pissed off that day, but just hopefully I've cleared the air with you guys. And those are actually my real opinions about what I've said. So I just hope that you guys aren't still pissed at me about that. Okay. That has been one of my videos, guys. See you guys next time.